Good afternoon. My name is John Cragg. I'm in the fall 2022 Anatomy and Physiology class of 142 Lab with Professor Pump, and this is media presentation number 2. The first thing I'd like to discuss is just the title of the media presentation. It's the effect of enzymes and hormones on the digestive, urinary, and reproductive systems. We'll be covering each of those systems as we go along. Let's first look at digestion. Within the digestive system, there are key enzymes that work to digest food. Without them, food would not be broken down, and thus no assimilation would take place and the body would die. Digestive enzymes are crucial to gut health. Digestion begins in the mouth, and it continues along a path within the body that includes the esophagus, stomach, small and large intestine, and rectum. Dissolution begins in the stomach, and the absorption happens within the intestine, both food and water. The pancreas is a key organ in digestion, in that it provides many of the digestive enzymes needed to break down the food for proper absorption. The key enzymes of the pancreas used in digestion are amylase, lipase, and protease. Amylase breaks down the carbohydrates, lipase breaks down the fats and oils, and protease breaks down the protein. The pancreas also produces insulin and other hormones which aid in blood sugar transport into the cells and other digestive functions. This slide shows where the key enzymes are used in the digestive process, starting from the mouth all the way down through the intestines. Take a look. Salivary amylase in the mouth, hydrochloric acid and pepsin in the stomach. Then we have pancreatic amylase, lipase, and trypsin, which we said also that's in the small intestine, and lactase, maltase, sucrase, and pepsidase are also in the intestine. Here's another way of looking at things. Carbohydrates, as we said, are broken down by amylase, sucrase, isomaltase, maltase, and lactase. The carbohydrates thus are broken down into sugars. Also, proteins are broken down by pepsin, trypsin, pepsidase, and those are further broken down by those enzymes into amino acids. Then we have the oils and fats we talked about, broken down by lipase into fatty acids. This slide shows the chemical structure of each of the preceding digestive enzymes. Next up is hormones. Hormones are found acting in all major organs of the body, as shown in this slide. Let's take a closer look at the two organ systems being covered in the later part of this anatomy lab class, the urinary system and the reproductive system. So in the urinary system, looking at the right-hand column of this slide, it's talking about some of the functions the urinary system has. The main function is removing waste products within the urinary system. That's done by the bloodstream through the kidneys, and then the waste products are passed through the ureter into the urinary bladder and excreted through the urethra. We also have electrolyte balance, acid-base homeostasis, and maintaining blood pressure. All of these functions are vital to the proper functioning of our human body. Also further down on the right-hand column, it talks about that most people will be passing between 1 to 2 liters per day of urine, and 1% of filtrate becomes urine. Here we see a diagram of the kidneys and the bladder. These organs are contained within the abdominal cavity with the main function of filtering waste products from the blood and excreting the liquid waste in the form of urine. Here's a picture of the basic functional unit of the kidney, the nephron. This is where the filtering process takes place within the kidney. Hormones, namely antidiuretic hormone or ADH, act specifically on nephrons to aid in either retaining more water for the body or also less urine excreted or the reverse. Let's take a step aside here for a moment and discuss what it takes to keep our risk low of damaging our kidneys. First and foremost, keep yourself well hydrated. The rule is consuming half as many ounces of water a day in ounces as your weight is in pounds. So a 160-pound person should have 80 ounces of water or more each day. Keep your cholesterol in the healthy range. Avoid overloading on protein and with pills, both of which tax the kidneys. And last but not least, keep your blood pressure low. High blood pressure damages the kidneys and many other organs of the body. Here's another slide on the kidney's general health and how to protect it. Now let's head into the hormones involved in reproduction. Hormones play a key role in the reproductive system. It's all about timing. In the male and female brain, the hypothalamus is a control center for releasing both LH and FSH to the ovaries and the testes. And there are active negative feedback loops that then activate to act on the hypothalamus to stop the production of more hormones. Here's a simplified diagram of the female and male reproductive systems. Looking more closely at the female reproductive system, we see the ovaries, uterine tubes, also known as the fallopian tubes, the uterus, and the vagina. And here's a diagram of the male reproductive system, including the penis, testes, vas deferens, and the bladder. This diagram depicts the location and size of the female reproductive organs within the pelvis of a female. Now let's look at the menstrual cycle of the female and the hormones involved. As we can see here, the hormones LH and FSH rise significantly around the 14th day of the cycle, thereby triggering ovulation of an ovum from an ovary. This diagram also shows the disassembly and rebuilding of the uterine inner wall as time progresses in the menstrual cycle. Here we see a few other hormones in the menstrual cycle and their cyclical involvement in the development of the ovum. And not to forget the male hormone testosterone. Although it does not go through a cyclical pattern in the male reproductive system, it is worth mentioning that this single hormone is a key factor in sperm production and a secondary sex characteristics of muscle mass development and body hair. The importance of both male and female reproductive systems cannot be understated. It is through these systems that all humans owe their life to. And within the reproductive system, it's the hormones we've discussed that keep the cycle moving and on course toward procreation. So thank you very much for watching this presentation. I've enjoyed being in this class. Aloha and have a beautiful day. My name's John Tyler Cragg. I'm in Anatomy and Physiology 142 lab with Professor Pump. Talk to you later. Aloha.